Hi guys, it's Rike and welcome to another video. If you're new here, my name is Rike and I review a lot of activewear. So if you're into that kind of stuff, you just keep watching. Today I am trying a new activewear brand, for me at least. And yeah, it's always fun to do that until it's not, We'll see. The quality, questionable probably, because they are a little bit cheaper. And so basically it's an affordable activewear brand. I'm sorry, the sun is just like doing its own thing today. And I can't do anything about it. But anyway, the brand I'm talking about is called Even&Odd. They are the activewear brand, like kind of house brand from Zalando. And Zalando is like a retailer, like pretty big in Europe these days. And I figured I would try the activewear brand again. It's kind of very affordable. So always a little questionable. Where are they cutting the corners? Like, why are things so cheap? Will we be able to tell from the quality of the pieces themselves? So let's jump right into it. I did get, let me just see what I have there, 3 bottoms and 3 tops. So we have a good selection of things to try and find out if they're worth it or not. And we're just gonna jump right in with our first sports bra, which is this very little number here. And this one is, I think, it's just called the Light Support Sports Bra in black. So, and by the way, it's Even&Odd Active because they have a normal house brand. Their normal house brand that's just called Even&Odd. So we do have a contraption here that can be described as a sports bra. I did get this one at my normal size small. A lot of cutouts and straps. They're actually adjustable. And no removable cup pads. We do kind of have a slight double lining here. But there's mesh on the inside, basically. And they have a little logo that kind of looks like a tulip. And then in the back, it also just says in big letters, Even&Odd Active. So it's kind of reflective lettering as well. The material feels okay. It's made from 76% recycled polyester and 24% elastane. Okay, that makes sense. I was just like, where's the rest? And then the lining apparently is 88% polyester and 12% elastane. And I just thought it looked interesting. Not sure how I felt about it, but I guess we'll see that when I have it on. And it's just very, very strappy. So let's do it. Let's see it on. Okay, this sports bra, it's like the tightest sports bra I've ever tried to put on my body. Like, it's so tight, I actually took it off again midway because I was like, did I order like an extra small or something? No, it's a size small. So I have it on now. I don't know if I can get it off, but I have a few more minutes to try to figure that out. So otherwise it's just on me now. I kind of like wanted to try this because it looked very interesting, right? Like very strappy, very kind of like low cut and everything. And I will say, I feel like I'm about to like expose myself on this part because these straps, like this one, should be a lot tighter than it is. Can you adjust it? Of course not. But like this strap is tight enough and then this one isn't. And that's why it's kind of sagging here, but not there. And it's just weird. Otherwise, I feel like this could have been something, and it's like you have the band under the chest. We don't have removable cup pads in here, but I also don't think there would have been any space for them because it's just a very, very small, low coverage part here. So they'd have to have specific cup pads for this one. And then of course it gets more pricey. In the bag, it's just strappy again. Actually, the bag just looks, kind of basic compared to what's happening here. Support-wise, I would say light to medium support. But this strap could be tighter. And I definitely would not recommend this for someone with a smaller chest because I don't know if you can get in there. Like, I'm sure everything would be exposed at that point. So, I don't know. The concept, the idea was interesting, but just what they made out of it is not really it. And the fabric just doesn't feel great. And like I said, like I don't want to have to struggle every time to get something on, especially with sports bras, trying to get this over the shoulders, over the chest. Like, I mean, no, that's not happening. But let's move on. Okay, next up, this sports bra can hopefully only get better. But yeah, it's another sports bra. This one is also described as light support, but it feels like, it looks like they're trying to go more for like a medium support, a high support, right? And this color is called metallic gray, so it has like a shimmer to it for sure. But there's a lot of other stuff happening too. So here we do have removable cup pads. This feels a little less flimsy and elastic under the chest. Again, like the little tulip logo there, but no Even&Odd written on it other than on the inside. And then you have these big holes there. So like there's this mesh situation, yeah, with just holes. Thicker straps, but not too thick, but thicker. And they're also adjustable. And then in the back, it's a little bit more of this mesh with holes here. And yeah, just a little bit more of the metallic, kind of slightly shiny fabric. Of course, now that I kind of want to show you how shiny the fabric is, the sun is like, yeah, I'm not here. Like, why are you doing this to me? I'm sure it's coming back in a second, but you know, at that point, I'm already done with the sports bra. So the sports bra is made from 77% recycled polyester and 23% elastane, in case you're interested. And yeah, overall, it just seems a little bit more solid than the other one we've seen, which is good. Let me see if I can give you a little bit more shininess this way. I don't know. Still too bright. But anyway, let's see it on. Sports bra number 2 fits a little bit better than sports bra number 1, I would say. I still feel like there's some tightness somewhere that I can't really explain, but it's okay this time. I should have adjusted the straps, and here we do have adjustable straps in the back. They crisscross there, and yeah, you can make them shorter or longer. So it's a possibility. I just didn't do that yet. Otherwise, we have this kind of band under the chest, but there's also an elastic in here. And it's kind of a little bit weird because the elastic is like this width, and then here the band kind of comes up a little bit higher. So they have elastic here, but not there. And we have the cup pads in there. And you have a little bit of this kind of mesh with the holes as well. It doesn't look like super highest quality for sure, but we have a little bit of shininess, which I do like. And then the straps are a tad thicker, and like I said, you can adjust them, so that's also good. And yeah, the back is very, very simple. Let's see if it's kind of folded over a little bit, but yeah, there we go. And then you have, you know, more of this mesh, I believe. Hard to tell. I think so. I'm trying to like show it to you while also getting too close enough to the camera that I can see what's happening, but I think so. Now, support-wise, I would say this is probably solid medium support, especially if I actually shorten the straps enough for me to, you know, have a good length for the straps. And it was also much easier to get on. So that's that. I will be honest, like this whole like big holes in the mesh is not necessarily my look. It's not my style, but it does look cute enough. And honestly, for the price point, I feel like it's not a bad sports bra. The cup pads are also okay. They're not too thick. They're not too stiff or anything. So good, well done there too. And yeah, let's move on. Okay, and last but not least, we have this wrap top that they just called the long-sleeved top. And I did get this in a size medium. We actually have a stitched-in logo here, which is, you know, interesting. Why not? And it's literally just like a little top with long sleeves. Thumb holes as well. So we have some little thumb holes. Let me just grab those. There, thumb hole. And then just like these ties here that you can, you know, tie around you. And it's like a wrap top, but it's not like a proper wrap top, as in it doesn't have a loop or like a little, you know, hole where you can loop the one thing through. So it's really just like two ties around it. The material is like super, super stretchy and very, very lightweight, also cool to the touch. And it's ribbed. I hope you can see that. It's made from, I am curious, 96% modal and 4% elastane. I always love modal fabric because it has this kind of luxurious feel to it, and it definitely feels cool to the touch. And that's what this one feels like, so it actually feels quite nice, I will say. I am positively surprised by this. Also, if I check how much I paid for this one was definitely nearly the priciest piece of this whole haul. There's one legging that is slightly more pricey. Or it's the same. No, it's the same price, I think. That's ridiculous. So this one is as much as one of their leggings. So this also explains why it feels nicer. Because honestly, the sports price, I wasn't blown away by that, right? But also the price, like when I look at the price, because it's fortunately also on the sheet of paper that I have here that I can look at, you know, they're not that expensive, but like this, for like compared to that, the sports bras were so cheap, kind of more expensive. Anyway, it feels nice. So let's see it on. Okay, and here we have our wrap top. So I actually just quickly need to check how to wrap this because I don't have any. Sometimes wrap tops have like this little hole on one side so you can feed the tie through, you know, the gap at the, it's usually at the side seam. And then on the other side you have like a little, just like a little loop or something, but here we don't have that, of course. We do have, however, a little snag on the sleeve, which is not nice. I would appreciate without a snag. And we have a snag, not a snag, not a snack. And we do have thumb holes, which is actually quite nice. And the fabric feels super lightweight and stretchy and kind of cozy, so that's also nice. Let me just take this microphone off and then I'll just wrap this thing around me and then we can continue. Okay, I expected this to be a little bit more covering, honestly, and a little bit longer maybe, but it's still cute. It's probably not like the most durable fabric if it already has like a little thing here, but it is cute. I also recently got a wrap top from Eamon, and that one was also cute, so maybe I'm currently into wrap tops. But, you know, it's got something. It's like a nice lightweight layer. And you have like, you know, a very long string, so you can certainly tie this around yourself in many different ways. And you could just probably, you know, get a little bit more coverage as well if you wanted to, if you can arrange it. Because I felt like I was trying to do that now, but you know, whatever. But yeah, it's a nice lightweight fabric. It has this light, like rib texture to it as well. And it's just, yeah, it's a good top layer fabric, honestly. Like so stretchy and comfy and not too thick. So if you really just need like a little thin layer of something, then this is perfect. And yeah, I'm not upset about this one. And I mean, we have a few more pieces to come, but I would say like, you know, of all the ones that I've tried so far, this one's probably my favorite. Cute little wrap top. Maybe, you know, I'm still gonna send it back because of this. I don't know if you can see it, but this loose, you know, thread. But anyway, otherwise, kind of cute. Let's move on. Moving into our bottoms, we have the Even&Odd active shorts in the color Bordeaux. So these are slightly like shiny. They have a slight shine to them as well. So like most of the stuff seems a little shiny today. These are a size medium. That's my normal short size. Made from 76% recycled polyester and 24% elastane. So kind of standard fabric for them, I assume. And they do have some interesting details. We definitely have a front seam. We also do have a top seam that you probably cannot see right now. And again, like when I need the sun, it's not there because it's a dark color. I prefer to have a little bit more light, but you know, the sun is not playing by my rules. We do have the logo here in the back, in the back of the waistband, straight across seams, and then you have like kind of these heart-shaped glute seam situation, this heart-shaped glute seam situation in the back as well. Like again, you know, I'll do this, then you can see it better. Maybe this is too much. And of course now the sun is out anyway. But you can see the difference is so crazy with the curtain and without the curtain. Anyway, and we also do have the tulip logo here on the side of the leg. They are slightly longer shorts, so that's nice. And then we do have a seam at the bottom that seems a little, well, it doesn't seem like there's a lot of stretch on here. And it's certainly not flared out or anything. So it remains to be seen how thick thigh-friendly these shorts are. I need thick thigh-friendly shorts, otherwise it's not gonna work. Yeah. But these are the shorts. Let's see them on. Okay, maybe not so surprising, but these are like the most uncomfortable shorts I've had on in a hot minute. Like, they're pushing my thighs, they're squishing and squeezing them, and it's not nice. I just don't understand, like I said, maybe not so surprising after the sports bra, you know, that their sizing is a little interesting. I did, when I saw it at first, I was like, oh, this is actually a nice color and it has like the little shine to it. And guess what? They're high-waisted. That's also nice. I can kind of feel the front seam a little bit, even though I feel like I'm not pulling them up that much, It's just what it is. We do have the top seam. The top seam is not a problem. With the little elastic there as well, not a problem. But like, ow, this is actually like hurting. Like the seam is so freaking tight. Otherwise, I would say they're probably good length, They're just, not thigh friendly. I don't even want to say that's not thick thigh friendly. Like, I feel like it's not thigh friendly at all, unless you have stick legs. Like, then you go ahead and try them. But like, and also, it fits nicely up here. Like, I feel not squished or anything here. I feel I could be a little bit more compressed here in the back of the waistband, but like, ow, my thighs. Like, ow, literally. This is just painful. I always think, it looks worse when I look down here, but I'm sure it also looks squishy on camera. Yeah, this is not it. Definitely not it. Let's move on. Okay, now we're moving on to leggings. Hopefully they are a little bit more comfortable. And here we have the first pair of leggings. They're also shiny. They have this metallic sheen to them, but they're not called metallic. The color's not called metallic. The color's just called lilac. Yeah. So these are just Even&Odd active leggings in lilac. I did get these in a size medium. They were on a super good sale, so they were like $15. They remind me a lot of my trusted Chibo shiny metallic leggings. I will see if I can find a video of those and just link it up here. And those were around the same price, so maybe they're kind of comparable. Got these in a size medium. I might have already said that. Fabric-wise, we have 83% polyamide and 17% elastane. Yes, exactly. And yeah, they're just very, very shiny. Now the sun is popping again. Like, what is doing? And we have a top seam and also like an elastic that's kind of like this wide. You can't see it, right? It's kind of like this wide. Here you can see like the elastic band basically. So top seam and elastic. It's very sleek material, so maybe it's good to have that. So it doesn't slide down. We also do have a front seam, and then in the back we do have straight across glute seams, but also slight like curved glute seam situation there. So there's two seams, just like basically on the shorts. Not too deep of a V or anything, but that's just what it is. They feel stretchy enough, I would say. And yeah, the fabric actually feels quite okay. I don't mind this one. It's not as soft as some other performance leggings, but it's not like terrible. So yeah. And they're shiny, metallic. It has like this liquid legging kind of shininess to it. Let's see these on. Okay, onto our shiny leggings. They're indeed very shiny. They did remind me a little bit of my Chibo leggings that I have, but I will say that the Chibo leggings are just a little bit nicer. Like the shiny part, the fabric, the main part, not a problem. We do have the front seam here. They're actually kind of high-waisted, but this top seam, like, did you have to make it so tight that literally one of my thighs fits through, but nothing else? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, this is a size medium. The top seam should be so wide that I can get this over my body, like over my hips, over the widest part of my body without any problems. But like, it was a problem. And I mean, I understand the pricing of this is very low, but like, you don't have to put like a seam in there that does not have any stretch. Like use something with a little bit of stretch because that makes sense, you know? It's just, I mean, now I have it on, but like I already know like getting this on and off for the squat test is gonna be like hell. And now that I have it on, it's fine. But like, and you know, I actually do have extra space in here. But like this top seam is just like the tightest freaking top seam I've ever tried. Like, what is this? Otherwise, we have a side seam detailing. They are a tad shorter than a 7/8 length on me. And then, you know, very, very simple detailing here in the back. I do like the shininess of it. I do like the color. I think that's great. I think, like I said, the main body of the fabric feels perfectly fine. Of course, not like a super expensive legging or anything, but it's fine. And it's just this freaking top seam that's like, what are we doing with this, you know? I don't know. Not sure yet what I'm gonna do with these leggings, honestly. They were cheap, but do I wanna, you know, struggle with this stupid top seam or not? Because they're so shiny. I like it, because now that the sun is coming through, it's like, you can really see how shiny it is. But yeah, we have another pair of shiny leggings coming. I know you don't know that yet, but now you know. And I don't like, that's the thing, right? They're super comfy actually, but like this top now, and it's now that I have that on, like I don't even feel that the top seam is so bad, except for when I do this when it's super tight. But I already know, like, you know, just, why do you make the top seam like not stretchy? Why is the top seam like the tightest thing on your entire leggings? Why? Please explain it to me, because I don't understand it. But anyway, let's move on. And last but not least, we have the Even&Odd Active leggings in metallic, I guess metallic gray again. So these match the sports bra in the metallic gray. But I don't know why this is metallic gray and the other leggings were lilac, because honestly, this is the same color. Like the shiny parts of these leggings, because this legging has shiny parts but also non-shiny parts, are the exact same as the shiny leggings that we just saw. So it's a little odd, but you know, it's fine. We do have a top seam again, and also, you know, this elastic. And actually, I did get these ones in a size small. So let's see, because I struggled with the other ones quite a lot, and they were a medium. I don't know. We do have side pockets here on both sides, and we have a front seam and straight across glute seams here in the back, but nothing else. Really, just the straight across glute seams. And yeah, there's a lot of detailing going on. Shiny parts, just normal fabric, the meshy whole mesh situation here, and shiny again at the bottom. So like, it's a lot of things. You can also see more of the mesh on the side here. So yeah, a lot of stuff happening, a lot of seams as well. I'm kind of a little worried they'll also be very tight and like cut into the thighs or something. That has certainly happened before. Yeah, especially in the small. Why did I get these in the small? I don't know. That's kind of a little odd. We also do have the little tulip logo here at the bottom, around calf height, I think. And fabric-wise, this is 77% recycled polyester and 23% elastane. So nothing too different from what they've done before. But yeah, I'm a little worried about these. There's a lot going on. Let's just see them on. Okay, on to our second pair of leggings. Now these also do have shiny parts, but the shiny parts are down here. So it's a little bit of a mixture of different types of fabric, different finishes maybe. Not necessarily different types of fabric, but different types of finishes. And you can kind of see that my knees are shiny. My upper party is not shiny, but my knees are shiny. So let's talk about it. We do have the top seam here. This one was not so tight, not so bad to get on, honestly, so it was perfectly fine. We have a front seam still. I don't necessarily mind it too much. And then also, I said top seam, right, but we also do have an elastic here. And it's maybe not the most flattering thing, you know? Like I feel like there's a little bit of compression here, then not there and stuff like that. So it's a little bit of everything. Then we also do have side pockets. The side pockets are also shiny. Let's check if my phone will fit, and it kind of does. I have to push it a little bit, but it's okay. And then you also do have this mesh part again to match the sports bra. So we do have mesh here, shininess here again. So it's a little bit of like an intermingling of different things for sure. I don't find the seams too tight because there's of course a lot of seams on here now to make space for all the different types of fabrics. You get a little bit more aeration here with the mesh part. It is a performance material, and of course same thing on the other side here as well. So yeah, a little mixture of things. They are somewhat compressive, but not too matte or too, like, it's not too bad. And I feel like I'm, again, lacking some compression here in the back of the waistband. So when I squat, this actually comes down a little bit. And I feel like I need it to be a little bit tighter there. But yeah, otherwise, top seam was not as bad as the one on the full shiny leggings. There's a lot going on here, and it does match the sports bra. So if you're looking for a full set that's affordable, this is actually like a pretty good option and has some shiny stuff to it, which I do like. Is it exactly my style? I don't know. But I think the color is nice. I think there's a lot of detail in this at least. And yeah, let's move on. All right, it's conclusion time. Here is our little pile. So yeah, I will say I was not convinced of some of those pieces. My favorite, the two leggings and the wrap top, that black sports bra. Oh my God, like when I had this on, I was just like, oh my God, this is gonna be a disaster. And the shorts as well. And but also what an inconsistency in sizing, right? Because here the medium with the top seam, so tight, here the small, perfectly fine. Like, what are you doing? But again, like the prices, I guess that's a giveaway, you know? That's a dead giveaway for that. Things might not be as consistent and as high of a quality as, you know, just a little bit something more pricey. That's just how it goes. Would I try Even&Odd Active again? Honestly, not for a while, I think. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep anything yet. Maybe the metallic leggings, but I don't know. I also have a lot of leggings, right? So I kind of have to be a little bit more picky these days with like what I'm actually going to keep. And I don't know if these are going to make the cut, honestly. So let's see. But do let me know what your favorite piece was. If you've tried Even&Odd Active before, if you've ever heard of them. But of course, if you don't have Zalando, you won't have access to this. Just saying. Yeah, this was something. I'm happy I tried it, you know? It's always good to try something new, but there's also a reason why I usually go back to the same brands. That's just how it is. Anyway, I hope this video was helpful and you liked it. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and you can also subscribe to my channel so you get notified about all the new videos that are coming out. If you have any feedback, any suggestions, anything, just drop a comment down below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. You can also follow me on Instagram and DM me there, but I'm more likely to see your comments here on YouTube. So if there's ever anything you want me to see, drop a comment down below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Yes. I think that's all. If you have any other questions, just drop a comment down below too. And otherwise, thank you so much for watching and I will see you next time. Bye.